Hi Leo, this is your Vedic Astrology forecast for November 2014. Now this forecast is going to apply to you if you guys have the moon or the ascendant in the sign of Leo in Vedic Astrology. If you guys aren't sure where your moon or ascendant are in Vedic Astrology, just click on my website and find out which sign your moon and your ascendant are placed in the Vedic system of astrology. Now, some of you guys are probably used to your Western sun sign, and some of you guys probably watch Western forecasts. So I just want to make it clear that both systems of astrology are a little bit different, and they're both accurate systems for sure. But if you guys are following along with the Vedic predictions, just make sure that you're looking at the right sign, because if you guys are used to your sun sign being in Leo in Western astrology, then this video might not apply to you, because in Vedic astrology you guys might have the moon or the ascendant in a different sign. So find out where you have the moon and the ascendant, and then you can follow along with those videos that have to do with Vedic astrology. So it's just important not to mix the two systems, and just have a clear idea of which signs you're looking at and which forecasts when you're looking at both Western and Vedic astrology. Now, this month is a very important month because this is the month that Saturn is going to be moving into the sign of Scorpio in Vedic astrology. So now Saturn is going to be moving into the sign on November 2nd, and it's been in the sign of Libra for the past 2.5 to 3 years. And this was taking place in your 3rd house. Now it's moving forward into your 4th house. And what this means for you, first of all, Saturn, what does Saturn represent? What does Saturn tell us, or how does Saturn act in our lives? Well, Saturn is the taskmaster, and he is the bloody perfectionist. He wants us to work hard, and whatever area of life he influences in a chart, he's going to provide some challenges. He might provide some delays or restrictions, but the reason he's doing that is because he wants us to work harder in those particular areas of our life. Now, in your case, Leo, Saturn's moving into your 4th house. So what does that mean? Now, the 4th house represents the home environment. It represents our emotions and our emotional happiness. It represents our mother. And it also represents our educational degrees. For some of you, what this could indicate is that you suddenly feel a deep responsibility in regards to your home. And this responsibility leads you to impose a new set of rules, some restrictions, a rigid structure into your home environment. For others of you, it could indicate moving into a different home, maybe downsizing, or it could indicate just moving into a more conservative location. Saturn in this position will also be influencing your emotions. So you may suddenly feel some emotional restrictions. Maybe you suddenly have a reality check in terms of your emotions, and you start to question, where are these emotions coming from? Why do you suddenly have certain emotions, certain fears, maybe some insecurities, a sense of unbelonging? And just remember that it's the Saturn transiting this position that's making you feel this way. But basically what Saturn tries to do is he tries to make us really analyze things in our lives that maybe we haven't been really focusing on. From this position, Saturn is also going to be aspecting your 6th house. And this is an area of life that represents daily work, employment, serving others. Because Saturn owns that house, which is Capricorn, this is going to be a good aspect. So things in your work environment should improve. Maybe you might get a promotion. it does come with more responsibility and it does come with more work because that's what Saturn does. But it will definitely improve your situation at work. It may also include serving others, but serving others will benefit your work. So it will be something that will improve both those you serve and yourself as well. With Saturn aspecting your 6th house, you may suddenly feel the inclination to become more health conscious, and you might decide to follow a strict routine of diet and exercise, and this will definitely improve your health. Now, towards the beginning of the month until the 16th of November, your ascendant Lord Sun is going to be in the sign of Libra, and he's going to be there with Venus and Mercury for most of that part of the month. Now, Libra is the least favorite sign of the Sun, but because it's going to be there with Venus and Venus rules that sign, Libra, Venus is going to be protecting his own house. So even though the Sun doesn't feel comfortable in the sign, Venus is there helping him out. And what this translates to is that with Sun being in that sign, you might feel a little bit less courage than usual. You might feel that maybe your vitality has gone down a bit in the beginning of the month. That's how you might be feeling. Or you might be feeling that maybe your desires aren't being completely fulfilled. But with Venus supporting the Sun, you'll find that even though you might initially have these types of feelings, that they basically turn out to be okay. Things turn out to be okay. With all 3 planets being in your 3rd house, there's going to be a lot of energy, a lot of 3rd house energy. Your desires are going to be very strong. There might be some frustration to begin with, but you will definitely find some resolution, but they will be there. They will be very, very strong desires. You might find yourself also thinking about higher ideals and thinking about philosophical ideas, spiritual ideas, things, because all these planets, they're going to be in your 3rd house. They're going to be aspecting your 9th house of philosophical thinking and spiritual ideas. So you may find yourself along those lines. And this is also the house of travel. Both houses. The 3rd house has to do with short-term travels or short distance, and the 9th house has to do with long distance. So you may find yourself probably going on a short vacation the first part of the month, or doing some short travels, or maybe running a lot of chores where you gotta be commuting and stuff. And then towards the 2nd half of the month, Venus is going to leave Libra on the 11th. The Sun is going to leave Libra on the 16th. Mercury will be staying there for most of the month. So with Mercury staying there, with all the 3 planets there in the beginning, with Mercury staying there all throughout the month, the communication factor is also going to come in, and you may find yourself hanging out with friends a lot, or you may find yourself just reading a lot of books, or writing letters, or sending emails. You may find yourself communicating ideas, writing down ideas, and this is going to be prevalent towards most of the month with Mercury being there. Now with Venus and the Moon moving into the sign of Scorpio the 2nd half of the month, this is where it becomes even more intense in things regarding 4th house. So as we spoke earlier, with Saturn transiting there right from the beginning of the month, and then Venus and Sun joining Saturn, this is going to be a very intense month in regards to your home environment, in regards to your emotions. There's going to be, your 4th house is Scorpio, and Scorpio naturally already feels intense emotions. So This is going to be a very, very emotional time for you, especially the second half of the month. And these emotions will tend to go up and down. Venus is a natural benefic. Venus is going to bring some beauty and happiness. With Venus transiting into your 4th house along with Saturn, you might find yourself that, along with the regulations that Saturn is trying to impose, you'll also find that with Venus and with your ascendant Lord Sun, you'll find yourself wanting to improve on the home and make it more beautiful, make it decorate it, make it more lovely, comfortable. Mars is going to be in your 5th house for most of the month until the 27th of November. And what this will bring, Mars is actually a very good planet for you because it rules 2 houses. It rules the 4th house and it rules the 9th house. So it rules 2 auspicious houses for you. And this is what in Vedic astrology is called a yoga karaka. And so this planet, wherever he goes, wherever he transits, he will bring that good luck along with him. So being in your 5th house for most of the month, he's going to bring a certain vitality and energy to your mind, to your intellect, to your learning. So along with Mercury being in your 3rd house, Mars being in your 5th house, bringing all that beneficial influence there, your intellect will be like a sponge during this whole month, and you will be absorbing so many ideas. Your creativity will also be very, very much at its peak. This is the time to write down those ideas and get to work on improving them, because though you're going to be having so many creative thoughts coming to you, which is wonderful. And the 5th house also has to do with speculation, and it is a good luck house. It is the kind of house where if speculation, gambling, I wouldn't encourage it, definitely. But if if you already have some stocks or whatnot, this is going to bring some auspiciousness to you. It also has to do with what planetary cycle you're running at this time, but for the most part, the transit is trying to bring in this positive energy for that house. And the 5th house also has to do with fun, with entertainment. So it is a good month overall to enjoy yourself, to go out and have fun, and just to be yourself. You may come across maybe certain arguments with whether it is your own children or whether it is younger people or just people who look up to you or people who you help take care of maybe, or if you're a teacher, your students. So you may come across certain arguments because Mars is definitely a benefic in your chart for you, Leo, but Mars is still Mars, so he'll still try to bring in that competitive energy with him wherever he goes, and he'll still bring that aggressiveness. You do want to use that competitive energy and that aggressiveness towards creativity, towards entertainment, towards whatever it is that you want to do with your mind, with your intellect, in your learning ability. And it's not the easiest though when it's with other people, but it's going to be minor, nothing huge, nothing to worry about. Well, Leo, this was your monthly forecast for November 2014. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.